So Leigh Wood stops David Oliver Joyce in the 9th round. To be honest with you, this was a fairly one-sided fight. David Oliver Joyce took a bit of a beating in there, and this was quite an entertaining fight. This was the main event on the Golden Contract kind of. It's a it's a World Boxing Super Series kind of format in the sense that you've quarterfinal, semi-final, final. Whereas with the World Boxing Super Series, for the most part, it's the elite of the division. These guys are more domestic, kind of fringe European level fighters. They're not competing for a Muhammad Ali trophy. What they're competing for is a lucrative multi-fight deal with a leading promoter. Now, some people have speculated that's going to be Eddie Hearn. I don't think it is. I would imagine it's probably Top Rank, because I know MTK seem to have a good relationship with them. A lot of their fighters are with Top Rank. I would imagine that it's probably with Top Rank. Just, that's what I think it is. But obviously Sky have took this on. And to be honest with you, it's probably I don't want to say it's the best, but I think it's the most unbiased commentary I've ever heard from Sky, because they're not matchroom fighters. So we're actually getting commentary which is kind of normal. We're not hearing about, this guy can flip cars and, do backflips with his dick. So, that kind of how they big up their fighters. No, they're actually pretty impartial, to be fair, in this one anyway. Now, what I will say is Leigh Wood boxed David Oliver Joyce's head off. He really did, from start to finish. David Oliver Joyce was a high-level amateur. I'm not sure whereabouts in Ireland he's from, actually. I think he's from Mullingar. I have his box rec here. He's in Westmeath, kind of central Ireland. He's trained by Pete Taylor, the dad of Katie Taylor. Yeah, that guy is, he's an interesting character. Just going to leave it at that. But he's got plenty of flaws. He was getting outboxed. The size difference between him and Leigh Wood looked serious in this fight. And David Oliver Joyce he just looked like an old man in there. He was a high-level amateur, but as so often is the case with Irish amateurs, they stay amateur a bit too long. He looked like an old man in there. He was getting outboxed. Whenever he was coming in close, his defense was very, very leaky. And Leigh Wood, the one thing I would say about Leigh Wood is he lacked the killer instinct. I know he stopped him, but he had him down in the 2nd round. Not the heaviest knockdown you'd ever see, but he could have pressed the action a bit more. In, I think it was the 7th round, he unleashed a very big, heavy fury combination on Joyce. And the referee was lucky the referee didn't step in and stop it. And then he was down later on in that round. And that was literally, I think, the last punch of the 7th round. So going into the 8th round, he had a chance to really step on the gas and try and force a stop, which he didn't. It was only in the 9th round where Joyce kind of overcommitted, was caught with a left hook. Now, he didn't go down from the left hook, but it was a heavy shot. And the referee, Marcus McDonald, jumped in and stopped the fight. There was a few protests, and, a few people said, was that a bit premature? I don't think it was, personally. I think that the writing was on the wall. I think that David Oliver Joyce was a spent force by that 9th round. Now, this was the main event. This was an interesting one because Leigh Wood got to pick who he fought in the 1st round. And David Oliver Joyce was seen by many as one of the most dangerous, given the fact he was a high-level amateur, given the fact that he has some very good credentials. But this was, in my opinion, this was a fairly one-sided fight. To watch it, it was decent viewing, but it was pretty one-sided as far as I was concerned. So that's my thoughts on this. Thoughts on this whole Golden Contract kind of deal. It's interesting. It depends what they're going to do with the fighter when they get them into that multi-fight deal. Is it a 3-fight deal? Is it a what? Because multi-fights, as far as I'm concerned, would probably be anything over 2. So you're talking 3 fights maybe with, whoever the promoter is. What does that mean for the fighter? Are they going to be signed with a promoter, but are they going to be the B-side? Because these are domestic level fighters, people. You got Jazza Dickens, Ryan Walsh, who've won tonight. British level fighters. So it's obviously nice for them to get that contract if they do. But even the 140-pound division, you see it with guys like that, British level fighters, essentially. So, it's interesting to see where they're going to go with this. But we've seen some nice fights tonight. I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know what you think of this Golden Contract kind of deal. Let me know what you think down below. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please leave a like. Subscribe if you're new, of course. And as always, I will talk to you after.